Hey, what's poppin'? This your boy Jay the Comedian. Good morning. How are y'all doing today? I hope everybody's doing great. And yes, I posted a video yesterday about Tony Morris, and oh my God, this video's doing great. We got like 100 new subscribers in one day. This is crazy. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I usually do this most of the time. I drive to work and I talk about all the craziness in my life. But today, I guess I'll address the drunken, fat-cheeked elephant in the room, Mr. Tony Morris. You know what? My entire time as a Jehovah Witness, the 28 years I spent inside of that cult, I've never wanted to visit Bethel. But after watching that video with Brother Tony Morris, I kind of want to go now. Because, I mean, man, that man cannot run a religion too good, but I'd be damned if he can't throw one hell of a drinking game. Oh, man, I absolutely want to go to Bethel now. Just one day, just to kick it with Tony. Go up in there, hey, Tony, what's up, baby? What we doing today? What we drinking on, man? Bring me some of that McAllister or whatever you drinking on, man. Now, of course, I can't pay for that because I'm too broke, my brother. I ain't collecting no donations. Maybe I should start a YouTube or, not a YouTube, but a GoFundMe so I can collect donations like you, brother. So, everybody, join my GoFundMe page and help me. Oh shit, my hat keep coming off. Help me make sure that this worldwide drinking work is done. Help support drinkers like myself and Tony to continue to drink. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Ah, damn, Tony. You know what? It's like finding out that Tony drinks a lot ain't really surprising, you know? It kind of makes sense. That's like finding out your dentist also brushes and flosses when he gets home. You're like, yeah, that kind of makes sense, you know? I can see Tony now, you know, old military vet. Oh, every time I see a burnt, busted open hot dog, I think an Armageddon coming. And he's got to drink himself to a coma every night. Somebody told me that because I challenged them, they wouldn't bet against Tony. I mean, anybody that spends $800 in liquor and whiskey, I wouldn't challenge him to a drinking game. And you know what? They got one hell of a point. I still want all the smoke, but man, I don't know. I might not win that drinking match with Tony. He may bring me back to a Jehovah Witness after drinking me under the table. You know what I'm saying? He's a professional drinker. But anyway, today I wanted to talk to y'all about my baptism. My baptism, because I can't talk, obviously. I want to talk about my baptism. I think my father fooled me into getting baptized. Now, let's be clear. Anybody who's ever gotten baptized as a Jehovah Witness was fooled into doing it. But I think my father used a little reverse psychology to get me. You know what I'm saying? So in my neighborhood, I grew up on the south side of Chicago, Inglewood, one of the worst neighborhoods in all of America. And yes, it has a lot of gangbangers and it has a lot of drugs and alcohol. This is a bad neighborhood. Let's just say that. And my father wanted to be an elder. Now my sister that's older than me and me, oh, we were giving him great problems. Because while everybody else who didn't want to be a Jehovah's Witness, he could just kick out. Me and my older sister was far too young for that, you know? But he did eventually kick out my older sister. And she went to go live with like a boyfriend or something like that. But me, that means I was his last problem. And I was far too young to be kicked out of the house. Now I had a bunch of friends. He tried to keep me away from the worldly people as much as possible. But it was summertime and I had to go outside. And every time I went outside, I didn't have to go too far. And I made a bunch of worldly friends. He hated that. And one elder suggested to him that, hey, if you want to get Jay baptized, if you want Jay to get baptized, you need to tell him that as long as he's not baptized, you believe he's a gangbanger and a drug dealer. Now, at school, I used to play like I was a gangbanger, but in the actual neighborhood where I grew up at, where there were like career gang members and who had like actual rules, regulations, and they actually shot and sold drugs, nuh-uh, I'm straight. I don't want no parts of that. Not in reality. I want the fake drug life, not the real one. You know what I mean? But anyway, I came home one day. I was out really late with my friends, and you know, yes, we were banging chicks. That's what we were doing. But anyway, I got home at like 1 in the morning. My father's wide awake. I'm like, hey, Dad, What are you doing up, you know? You're like, well, you young and you outside running these streets. I think you're doing gangbanging stuff. And if you're doing gangbanging stuff, you got to get out of my house. I'm like, oh, okay, I see. You want to be an elder, and you're trying to find a reason to kick me out the house because I don't want to get baptized. So he's like, well, if you ain't baptized, you must be gangbanging. It's something that's preventing you from getting baptized. And I go and proceed to look at my room. My room is turned completely upside down. I was like, Dad, what happened to my room? He's like, I was looking for drugs and guns. I like drugs and guns. And I was just like, damn, I ain't got no drugs up in there, do I? Because I was high as a kite that day. But fortunately, I smoked up all the Mary Jane I had at the time. But the bigger point is, I'm just like, brother, what are you doing in my room? And the one thing I knew I had in there was a stash of condoms. And I'm just like, man, I hope he didn't find them. And he didn't. I'm like, you did all that looking and you didn't even look under the bed. The first place I would have looked. But yeah, he didn't find my stash of condos. But he did ruin my room and made me clean it up. I'm like, well, how you gonna make me clean up? And then you ain't even find the evidence. So, you know, this went on for months and months and months and months. And then I just told him, like, you know what? Fine, Daddy. I'll get baptized. Forget it. To prove to you I'm not selling drugs and gang banging and doing all this crazy stuff, I'll go ahead and just get baptized. God, you know? I didn't really see the bad side of it. Found out pretty quick, though. Because the same life of debauchery I was living while not being baptized became way harder once I did become baptized. Because now I had to hide it. Now, I was just hiding it from my parents back in the day. I didn't care who saw me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you remember that night I told you I came in and he was sitting there, he was wide awoke? Like, yes, we were banging chicks. And that night, I was outside. We were doing, like, stuff on the porch down the street. Like, I just thought my dad poked his head out and he might have saw me. That's why he was all up and acting funny. But now I ain't even see all the actual crazy stuff I was doing. He had this crazy stuff in his head about me being a gangbanger. But I don't even think he believed that. He used reverse psychology on me. He told me I'm not baptized because I'm gangbanging and selling drugs. And I'm just like, no, that ain't what's going on. And you know what? He got me to get baptized using that thing right there. I'm like, wait a minute, this is not right. But I didn't learn that until after I was already baptized. But even then, my baptism, I got something that I've told very few people. But I'm going to tell all my thousands of subscribers, well, my 1,600 subscribers. I'm going to tell y'all something that I told very, very, very few people. Okay, here we go. You know when you're sitting there and everybody's there with their suit on, you got your little duffel bag with your, you know, clothes on that you're going to get baptized in, and you're sitting there and they ask you the question, so people, do you dedicate your life to Jehovah? Say in a nice, loud voice. It was so many people around me. And I'm so used to saying unexpected and weird stuff that while everybody was like, yes! I was like, no. And I had a fear that somebody would may have recorded it. I didn't even think of it until after I did it. I was like, man, if they record, what if they recording and we don't know about it? But yeah, I was like, no. To almost every question. I forgot all the questions. It was like 3 questions, whatever it is. And the answer was supposed to be yes to all 3 of them. I think I answered yes to 1 of them. Like, did you complete the study necessary to be qualified to be baptized? I was like, yeah, I did that bull crap. And then they're like, did you dedicate your life to Jehovah? I was like, no. I should have known then. I was just playing. And I felt like Jehovah would have known I was just playing when I said that. But actually, something else funny happened. After that, right? After me saying no, and I didn't ever say yes. Like, I was just being goofy though, you know? When I'm sitting there and I'm supposed to be getting baptized, right? I'm telling myself, okay, Jay, make sure your feet don't come up, because if your foot come up and you're not completely submersed, they're gonna have to re-baptize you, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. How hard could that be? It turned out to be incredibly hard. I'm sitting there this guy, this really overweight, kind of smelly guy, was baptizing me. And they make it hold your nose like this, and you gotta grab your arm like that. And then he like violently throws you in the water. My foot shot right up. Said, no, Jay, think about it. I don't know what my left foot knows that I don't know, but my left foot was trying to tell me I was making a mistake. I'm like, God damn it, left foot, you embarrassed me in front of all my family and friends. Stay your ass down and let me get this baptism going. But yeah, my left foot was eventually like, all right, you idiot, go ahead. Don't tell me that that I didn't warn you though. You're making a huge mistake. And turns out my left foot was absolutely right, and yeah, I made a huge mistake. But anyway, accidents happen, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad to know that my left foot gave me everything that I needed to know to this day. And I'm glad that I've left, and I'm glad that I'm doing my own thing now. Welcome to the channel, all the new people. I love all the people who've been here rocking with me. Holla at your guala. Deuces.